Donald J. Trump has been reelected to be the 47th president of the United States of America, and I'm interested as a Bitcoiner, very interested in this election. So what I thought I would do is celebrate with a cup of coffee and a Cuban cigar. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you. And give you a little thoughts, a little reaction from someone that, number one, I wanted Trump to win, but I'm going to give you some top reasons why, as a Bitcoiner, I wanted Trump to win, and why I think this is going to result in a new era of prosperity for not just the United States, but I think this is going to benefit the whole world. So join me as I spark up a beautiful cigar in Switzerland and enjoy winning. Why do I think the world's going to benefit from this election? I think we're going to avoid war. Trump didn't start any new wars while he was in office for the last 4-year term that he served. And that's in the world's benefit, that the United States is not seeking out conflicts in the world. And I think that was a major point that resonated with the American people, which resulted in the landslide victory that he achieved, winning not only a landslide in the Electoral College, but it appears he's also winning the popular vote for the first time in 20 years. Republican takes the popular vote, and that's a huge signal to the establishment that all of the political prosecutions have been unsuccessful, and the American people patently reject that. And I think people are interested in cutting the bullshit, and also we're interested in less warmongering. And that's why people like Liz Cheney didn't do Kabbalah any favors with that endorsement. I mean, in hindsight, I think we're going to see how it was a poorly run campaign on Orange Man bad, but really Orange Man should be good for the overall global fortitude, with less wars starting, a strong American economy, and a new golden age of prosperity. Look, Trump is the first Bitcoin president. He is the first one to say you don't sell your Bitcoin. Developing a national stockpile of Bitcoin and wanting Bitcoin mining to be made in America. And as a full-time Bitcoin miner, that's mostly what this channel is about, to share my experience and what I'm learning in the space with people that are interested in stacking Bitcoin, learning about Bitcoin and how it can benefit your families, but also the proof of work aspect behind Bitcoin, which secures the Bitcoin network, the most competitive business in the world, decentralized around the world. All Bitcoin will never be all made in America, but we should certainly, for national security reasons, in addition to economic reasons, we should have Bitcoins made in America, and we should be the most competitive area for Bitcoin mining and overall energy abundance and prosperity. Bitcoin's hitting new all-time highs as we speak on the election news, pumping over 75,000 US dollars, which is a real sign of confidence in this administration for another 4 years of Trump. And that's just because of the rhetoric, right? The Democrats have not given as strong of a message towards proof of work mining, towards Bitcoin. We've had things like Operation Choke Point 2.0 and overall unfriendliness coming from the government and the banking industry. But that's about to change because we're taking over. We're the banks now because you can be your own bank. And that's bullish. That's extremely bullish. And I want to just share, overall, take a moment to reflect on how Bitcoin can change your life, because it certainly changed mine. I was interested in hedging against inflation, the robbery that happens where you work hard and spend your blood, sweat, tears, your time, and your energy to earn fiat money, which is depreciating, and you're being robbed by inflation. So how do you hedge against that? Well, it forces everyone to be a professional investor. So everybody's speculating in real estate or equities or what have you, but most people aren't competent professional investors. So most people are not actually very good at it, and they can't beat the market. More often than not, they can't even beat the market, so they'd be better off just putting the money into an index fund like the S&P or the SPX or the SPY and tracking the overall market, because you're not going to beat the market, which is the cost of capital. And long story short, you're getting robbed by inflation, and there is no place to hide, I would argue, other than Bitcoin. I used to believe that gold and silver was the right place to hide, but I've since changed that because Bitcoin is 10,000 times better than gold, and there is no second best. There is no crypto silver. So, Bitcoin inspires hope. It inspires a lot of hope, and I'm really interested in making money great again, making savings possible again for people, and that should not be hindered by regulators. People should be allowed to put their equity, their value into an asset like Bitcoin, where we have certainty, where there's a hard cap enforced by a certain supply schedule that us miners follow, and anyone can run a node and be their own bank, and it's accessible to the common man. Furthermore, Bitcoin gives confidence in that if you're able to save again, then that means you're able to prosper again. You're able to store your wealth, not just across space, not just for the time being, but you're also able to store wealth across time. It's a major unlock when you have certainty and you know that your money, your value, can't be debased or depreciated through inflation, because Bitcoin's a deflationary asset. And that gives certainty to save across time. If I'm going to save my value in energy, if I'm saving it in anything else, it can be devalued through inflation. You can make more of just about anything, but with Bitcoin, for the first time in human history, you have a truly finite asset, and it's not a commodity, it's a scarcity. And that gives me confidence to save for my family, to invest for my family, to build on that solid foundation. And that's why I created Enlightened Mining, which is my little company, which is private to my family. And the logo is a little flame and torch, which represents to me the flame of liberty. And Bitcoin to me gives me confidence that I can invest in our future. And I think that whether you're looking at the release of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which were released January 10th of this year, it's been the most successful launch of ETFs in ETF history. And the pipeline of money has just started to open up, and we've only just started to see the trickle of money into this asset class. It has not really been available to retail, and the money has not even arrived to the party if you look at the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin being about a $1.5 trillion asset, a tenth of gold, and it's an infinitesimal fraction of the overall global economy. But Bitcoin can absorb theoretically infinite amount of energy. Theoretically infinite amount of value can be absorbed into Bitcoin because you have truly finite supply and you have theoretically infinite demand. So there's no sense in getting in the way of progress. There's no sense of trying to stop an unstoppable technology whose time has come. And I think that's true politically, whether we're looking at the US presidential election or we're looking at any other election, or whether we're looking at banks and dinosaurs that are trying to maintain their power. They're better off embracing it, because if you can't beat it, join it. And I hope that you will join us along this journey. I hope you'll join me. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning with me, and I will promise my commitment is to share what I'm learning with you. So I hope you're inspired by hope, and I hope this brings us together. And I am looking forward to a prosperous future built on Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. Peace out. Peace, love, and sats. Peace, love, and Bitcoin.